Excuse me. Pardon me. All right. I gotta rejoin the queue. I'm sure. No, we're still looking. So we're playing red black anvil again. I made a couple changes to the board just to try to get better on the graveyard front. No guarantees, of course, that we get what we want, but we seem to be running into a lot of those matchups. So I'm just gonna give it a shot, and here we go. Give it a shot. See what we can get out of this. As I'm still doing my coffee thing. I did a 3-2 yesterday, just in the little bit of time I had. I managed to pull a 3-2 off. Um, and like 3-2 is kind of what I expect. I'm not at the level of any of the people who have one undefeated trophy, just because I have 0, so I'm not even at that level, is the sad part. And I haven't gotten close to a 4-1 in a while. This is fine. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's fine. I'm not gonna bitch about it. Like, depending on what we draw, like, some things can happen here. But the 3-2 that I beat Tron twice, and then I beat something else. And I almost beat Mono Blue Tron. But almost doesn't count for anything, but they just top decked better. Like, I got them pretty low. But I'm just going to use that as a transition to say, like, my mono black deck I really like. I have a lot of fun playing, and my Demir Rogues deck I have a lot of fun playing. Unfortunately, they're just not competitive enough in the current modern. That's not to say this is competitive. Actually, if I had the money, I'd need to buy. I would like to, not need to, buy some more MH2 booster boxes, and just because, like, the elementals are good. I don't like them, as I said in the stream on Monday. I'm not a fan of them, but, like, yeah, they're good, and as a result of them being good, like, I need to buy. Well, from a constructed deck standpoint, quote, need, not actually need, to get some. My TCG store, the inventory is getting scooped up because I haven't really added anything to it. So, like, it's kind of just whatever's out there, because that's the financial strain that I'm in right now. But the TCG store is called Great Escape Games. It's the same name as the local store here in Sacramento. So I kind of get to ride their coattails. But that aside, look up Great Escape Games on TCG if you want to buy singles, and I may have what you're looking for. I may not, but I might. You never know. I guess our opponent disconnected. Or they're in a double queue. You can see on the game log that they mulliganed to 5 and they kept. So I'm going to hide the chat in the game log, so it's more streamer friendly. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, if we just get a free win, it's not the best stream content. And I'm sorry that our first game. But just to kind of walk through what I'm thinking about doing here is maybe Stomping Ground into the Ravenous Squirrel, and then Bloodstained Mire or Swamp, depending on the second land drop. It just is irrelevant, but then depending on what that top card is, probably just Disciple and Witch's Oven. But if it's like a Mishra's Bauble, that would be great, because then I could make the Squirrel a 2/2. Stomping Ground's also our only green source for activating. Yeah, he disconnected. Okay. So we're going to get a free win by virtue of them being inactive for 5 minutes, I guess. It's not compelling content. But I'll take it. I played Aspiring Spike a couple times too. So our game, he finally posted that VOD. Oh, they're back. Wonderful. So you all can watch. We lost to Aspiring Spike, but you can watch that game. I made some questionable decisions based on his assessment. He's kind of an ass. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life, but he can kind of be an ass. But that aside, he he pretty much he knows the game like front and back. So he read us like a book. He knew what we were doing. And definitely to a degree, like we played too conservatively. Like I think he said as much. So okay, that thing's gonna mage grab. He's playing that as like a prowess creature, which I mean, yeah, because it gets +2/+2. Interesting. That's not good. Okay. I may just want to blow up my oven. Bolt is being pointed at me. Okay. Okay. I'm now just curious. If it's just bolt, bolt, bolt. Target creature without flying can't block this turn. Okay. Okay. I mean, sure. Another one. Okay. Yeah, you gotta cast a 0-mana spell. And that ain't gonna happen, so. Before the copies go on the stack. Bam. Go. I mean, we're gonna take a hit, but he has 0 cards in hand. Oh no, we're dead. Oh, we are dead. Okay, well, what a crazy deck, eh? He has to, I guess, mulligan into Oblivion. What a crazy budget deck. Hey, sometimes games be like that. There's not much I can do about it. Yeah, I'll take out Noni. I don't know. If all they're going to do is make us unable to block and then swing in for a lot of damage. I thought I mathed it correctly where we would live. And then it's just a matter of holding up a blocker. But okay. It's not +1/+1, it's +2/+2, and of course they're taking forever to sideboard. If you're going to play a deck like our opponent's playing, and then you're going to disconnect and do everything else, like, can you at least just play fast? Because that's the point of your deck. So, I'd rather move on to game 2, or if we're going to lose, you know, let's say, like, there's an unknown here, of course, but let me move on with my day, not use my entire sideboard time because you're using your entire sideboard time after you had already disconnected for like 8 minutes. So you're just, and arena players do this all the time where they just slow play and it's like, oh, I'm going to convince my, because they have things to do. It's like, I don't like it, is my point. Like, you're allowed to slow play, it's legal, you know, but don't be a dick. And this is a losing hand unless we draw a land off the top, but I mean, hey, I got Familiar and Witch's Oven, so look at me. If it is a land on the top, I don't necessarily want to exile cards with the Belmont Courier. Exile an instant or sorcery and put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Okay. Cast another one. Sure. Jank is jank. Like, sometimes it is. Instead of a gain and drain, I at least get in for one more point of damage. Because I can't, bringing it back on our end step after sacking, like to both sack and bring back on the end step, it only deals 1. But by playing the Disciple of the Bolt and then bringing it back, I deal 2. The Engineer can put a Sword of the Meek in the yard, and then I can bring the Cauldron Familiar back with a sword attached to it. That counts for something. But watch our opponent. You know, they're in the tank. They're thinking they have something. I'm not yielding through it. But anyway. Another TV viewer. Kalak and Grafmal. It's one of those more. It's still early morning here on the West Coast. Alright, but Colic. Chillac. Grafmau. Mao. And another TV viewer. Another TV viewer, thanks for always being here in the chat. And thanks to the rest of you. I know it's not the... I think Graph Mao, this may be the first time, but Kalak, I've seen you before. So right on, guys. Display capture, so, you know, I can only monitor the chat. Now he can bolt while my shields are down, but then he's using a bolt. It's the only downside, but... Okay. Taint a land, and I can always shrapnel blast something down. But I'm not going to force any damage through here. So... I'm just going to cast a Goblin Engineer. And it gives us a shuffle. I could Pyrite Spellbomb. Nope, we're not getting in for any damage, so what's the point? Lava Dart, eh? It would only get in for one more damage. Well, I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on that, but sure, let's do it. Cancel, duh. I hate how this interaction works sometimes. Just get the one damage in, because it's one damage. And this at least brings the sword back, so he can't just dart it out of nowhere. Alright. He has to bolt it. If you want to cast the dart, he has to sack a mountain. Okay. You're not going to sack your land. Is this where you get white mana so you can cast your lion? Or is it just 2 instant and sorceries that you're going to exile to make your thingies big? This is 2 instant and sorceries. Okay. That one went into me. Flashback wise, it went. Okay, now you have no lands. Seriously? And then the storm thing so that none of my things can block, right? And then you exile those. And... yeah, nothing can block. You exile it. But exiling it is only 14? Right? Am I missing something? Because the spell has to hit the graveyard, then he can exile an instant or sorcery spell to get put 2+1/+1 counters. So that makes it a 7. Even if they're both 7s, then that's 14. 1 card in hand that has to be for 0 mana. But 0 mana dealing 4 damage. Well, I mean, it would have to be another gut shot or mutagenic. Okay. Yeah. Like, I got it. I mean, Magic of the Moon, I think, is just too slow. Can I get them off with Magic of the Moon? Probably. But I don't think it's. Same with Bridge. I think Bridge is too slow. Although I think Bridge is actually quite good in this matchup, but I just don't think it's fast enough. To get the Courier, I don't think the Couriers are doing anything. I'll put the Bridge in, but I just think it's too slow. Granted, if I draw an Engineer and I sided it out, so I should side one back in, but whatever. If I naturally draw an Engineer off the top, I guess. Or naturally draw the Bridge off the top, I guess. That's fine. I just need a third land. If he's gonna kill us on turn 3, then okay, we lost. What are you gonna do? There's land number 3. Alright. I'm gonna start with a Den and the Spell Bomb. Because he now has to cast a sorcery spell to grow this, otherwise I can Spell Bomb it out off the face of the earth. Okay, I just Spell Bomb then. Ow. In response. Pow. We'll dump our hand pretty fast in regards to the bridge and things. So he can get... This is where it's like, okay, turn 3, do you have lethal? Like, I fired off that Spell Bomb because as soon as you cast it as a sorcery and that Magecraft trigger goes on the stack, like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't. Even if this is an attack for 10 or something ridiculous because of how their deck is structured, I think it's okay. Spellbomb gets around this guy, but it's fine. Cliffs. Alright, play it out. Like, you can't grow anything past 4 power now. You can do it all at instant speed, I guess. But as soon as you start getting too big, I can block you with this ensnaring bridge. Okay, one of the cards was gut shot. You got in under the radar. Okay. But the other one was a light. Alright. Disciple of the Vaults. Synthesizer. Land. Bauble. Target you. Pop the synthesizer. Mayhem Devil. Can't cast it. But now you got to get past. Okay, what are you going to top deck next turn? A Manamorphose. Okay. Unless it's land, I can... Oh. Land Dragavan. Go. And I'm not going to put Gigantha in my hand. Well, he's going for it. I assume he has a way of bouncing or destroying an artifact then. Because why would you go for it? Unless this is, I'm just going to try to burn you. Because I mean, we are 4 burn spells away. That's all well and good. Oven. We keep him blocked down with this bridge. Oh, actually, I should have targeted the Lumimancer, because the Lumimancer is a 0. So it can attack through. But whatever. He has to draw the right instant off the top to get it through. So, that's fine. I don't care about... Well, I'll put the sword in the yard, I guess. But basically, just sack Oven, I guess, to bring back Bobble and or Spellbomb, because Bobble can at least start drawing us some cards. Slash Spellbomb can remove the Lumimancer, if that's the play. Ragavan. Pop the Ragavan. Bring back Spellbomb. Bolt. Okay, you have a bolt. But why are you doing that now? That's what I don't understand. And he targeted the creature, not us. So we can kind of just hide behind the bridge some more. Unless they thought that, you know, oh, I got you stuck. Okay, you had a second instant of sorcery. That's all well and good then. Alright, cool. Yes, that bolt happens. That happens. Prowess, prowess. Happens. And then you darted, sure. No, I take 4. Hence why I say I kind of knew I should have terminated. The Lumomancer, because that's 4 damage that we could have avoided. Yep. I return me sword. Now I can fetch, because I gained 1 life. We're out of bolt range. Manamorphose. Okay, all that happens. Yep. Draw your card. Red, red. Well, cancel. I actually don't need to. Unless that's what he was waiting on. Yes. I get that fetch. And stay out of bolt range. I still don't want to mess around with Giganta until I draw a land. Well, gain enough life / draw land. What are you casting for 3? Jeskai mana to boot. Prismatic ending, eh? So they do have prismatic endings. How about that? Okay. Alright. We got by a prismatic ending. And we lost the jank. Well, we'll let our opponent know how it feels to wait. Because that's how they played it. And I will be right back.